Okay.
Camera rolling.
And action. Clap.
Basically, Haunted is about the inability to stay in love.
I didn't know that.
Seriously? Oops. Yeah, I've always been in long committed relationships. I don't cheat or anything like that. And then, like, I'll be in love today, and then I just wake up one day and nothing.
Kind of action that you would put towards this situation, so I'm thinking that maybe you should
I had written the song so long ago. When I wrote the song, I had reason in mind. At that time, I was living in Durban. I didn't know how I was going to get it to happen. I just put everything that I had into the song, did all my parts, and I left the rap part open. I was at an Nescafe event, and Reason was performing, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to speak to him now, and I'm just going to ask him if he'd be interested in working with me. He can say no, but at least, have asked.
It's quite interesting. It's very risque, I guess. I think, just pushing the boundaries a bit more. The most important part for me, I think, is that it's art. You know what I mean? It's not something that we're not doing all these risky things, or we're not doing all these, ideas because we just want to get into trouble, because we want to have people talk about it. But I think we're actually doing it because we want to expand on the message a little bit more. When you have a great audio treatment of the story, you want to have like a great visual treatment of the story, and that's really what the whole idea is, really.
I'm never nervous when I am on stage or when I am in the studio. I'm just never. I'm not that person. But when I wrote Haunted, I was in such a weird space. I had gone through a breakup where exactly what I was explaining earlier happened. I was in love one day, and the next day I was just like, this guy, really? It wasn't something that I could control. I mean, I would want the feelings to come back, but it wasn't something that I could make happen. And friends get involved. You're in a relationship, and suddenly everybody's part of the relationship. You're doing group things, you're all going to the movies, and you break up, and your excuses are, well, I woke up one day and I just don't love him anymore. Everyone's looking at you like, okay, bitch. And I was getting a lot of slack for it, and I was just like, this. I'm gonna write about this experience. It's not something that I'm doing intentionally. It just happens like that, and I feel bad, and I want. What's the funny part? What's the funny part?
What?
I warn the people. I'm like, yo, you wanna date me? Listen, this is what happens. So we're gonna be in love for like a year and a half, and then one day I'm just not gonna love you anymore.
This is why we don't believe you, because it just sounds like I'm gonna love you for about a year and a bit. I'm gonna love you for a year and some change.
2 years, because I just wanted to be real. This is who I am. This is what happens. Don't f with me. So I'm gonna ruin your life. Serious. I'm not even joking. The album is coming out early 20s.
When's the album?
It is coming
Do
out
your whole
early.
album
Oh my gosh. It is coming out early 2016. And I have some of SA's biggest names, namely one of them being Reason.
I think it was like this
Boom.
big. I don't think it's
Boom.
a big name. Like if you had
It's opinions. It's opinions. Like, who do you value and what do you value and what are their messages? And like, you know what? There are some people who I'm close with. But because their message doesn't align with my message, it doesn't make sense for me that way to work with them, Well, not on a project like this, which is so real and means so much to me, If I'm going to be talking about bitches and popping bottles, then I might choose something else. But I might be digressing at this point.
I should have been on the bitches popping bottles song. I've got a deluxe album coming out. Just re-releasing the last project with a couple of new songs. This whole year has really been about stretching and kind of like doing things that I normally wouldn't do, but you know, looking at whether I can or not, you know, and wherever I can, I just do it just to see whether it unlocks or closes the doors. So rich, famous or not, Janine will wake up tired of your love.